Melissa McCarthy, same director from Tammy. This one had me worried. Here's my review for the boss.
Who's the one and only Malcolm?
I am. I am.
Now, while I do have more faith in Melissa McCarthy after Spy, because Spy was freaking amazing, I was a little wary going into this movie because it did seem to be the same type of over-the-top humor that we've seen from her in a lot of her roles. And if you add in the fact that it was the same director that directed Tammy 2, which happens to be her husband, I believe, I had me a little worried because it feels like these movies where she is being directed by her husband just aren't up to snuff, aren't as good as some of her other works. But let's just get this out of the way early. You will like it way more than Tammy. And the bottom line is you will laugh. And ultimately, isn't that what you want from a comedy? Now, for those of you who don't know what this movie is about, it stars Melissa McCarthy as Michelle Darnell, who is a ruthless businesswoman. She is sent to prison for 5 months for insider trading. When she gets out, the only one actually willing to help her is her old assistant Claire, played by Kristen Bell. She's the only one willing to take her in and help her get on her feet. While staying with Claire, she gets the bright idea that she's going to start a brownie empire based on the recipe of Kristen Bell's character. But when they finally start to make it big, old enemies get in the way. Now, when I go to see a comedy, I want to laugh. I could care less about the actual story that's involved as long as what's on screen makes me laugh. That being said, the story for this movie, actually pretty solid overall and it's pretty well done. But while the core of the story is solid, it's also very predictable in a lot of ways. And I do think that the story does suffer from poor writing at times. You get the feeling that this movie didn't really know what it wanted to be throughout the entire film. It tries to balance heartwarming and over the top, and in some cases that just doesn't work on screen. It's particularly noticeable in the third act of the final part of the movie because it gets a little crazy. Like there's a part with Peter Dinklage's character where the beginning of the story they mention, oh, like he goes with the way of the samurai, and then like they actually go with it at the end of the movie where they're like, okay, like you're really going this route? Like he's got a sword and everything. Okay, I guess we're doing a sword fight now. So it's a little weird. I think it throws off the movie a little bit because the direction they were going really didn't hint at something like that as much as it should have. And while there were some crazy outlandish parts of the movie that didn't have to deal with the sword fighting at the end, the sword fighting and the whole samurai bit at the end just felt over the top and a bit out of place in this movie. But god damn it, even though Melissa McCarthy plays the same goddamn role in every film, I still find her funny. Like, she has awesome one-liners. She will just spit out shit that you're like, wow, like, I can't believe anyone would actually say that, and I love it. I love seeing that on screen. So, as much as I hate saying, oh my god, I hated Tammy, or, you know, I hate that she's being typecasted, what she does is really funny. I just want to see her break out of her box, but I still love seeing her do what she does. I don't know why. It's the same thing with Kevin Hart for me. Like, even though I know that they're doing the same role, I still enjoy the role either way. So that's just me. But if you like Melissa McCarthy in other movies, as far as her one-liners, her little like shots to the gut, you're going to like her in this movie. She's really funny. And before seeing this film, I saw a couple other reviews that were saying Kristen Bell's character, Claire, Kristen Bell could have been played by basically anyone, that it could have been any generic upbeat blonde chick. And I have to disagree, because Kristen Bell, to me, in this movie, there's something that's kind of like weird about her, where it's like she's balances adorable and kind of like fierce really well, and I don't think a lot of people could bring that to screen and still be likable while doing it. So while I do think the mom character in this movie was written very generically, I think Kristen Bell brought something to the screen that would have otherwise not been there. Because she's adorable and badass. Adorably badass. But ultimately, if you need a reason to go see this movie, outside of Melissa McCarthy, outside of getting some laughs, go see it to see two rival Girl Scout troops fight it out in the middle of the street. It's amazing. Like, this is gonna sound weird, but it feels like a dream come true. Because it feels like the girls from Dodgeball had a love child with like the gang fight from Anchorman, and it was freaking epic. It was amazing to see. I was really excited, and I knew that was gonna happen in the trailers, but it was just amazing to see play out on screen, and there were a lot of punches you didn't see thrown in the trailers. So if you need a reason to go see this movie, just go see it for the Girl Scout troop fight. It's amazing. So again, I thought the movie was extremely funny. It did suffer from some poor writing at times because it would go from like over serious to being kind of overly comedic, and kind of it didn't balance those two very well, and it did have a weird third act, but you will get laughs out of it. There's some awesome scenes in it to see, and Melissa McCarthy really brings the one-liner. So if you need to go see this movie, go see it for the fight, go see it for Melissa McCarthy. This was a solid movie. It wasn't the best movie, it's not going to win any awards, but it was entertaining and it had me laughing the entire time. So those are my thoughts on The Boss. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Did you see the movie? What did you think of the Girl Scout fight? And as usual, feel free to like this video and remember to subscribe to our channel. And if you want to get more of our amazing content, feel free to go to madmazreviews.com. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Now, if you will excuse me, my plane leaves shortly.
You are going on a quest for knowledge?
No, I'm going to visit my mother in Miami.